Welcome to Taiwan Talk. I'm Sheree Felice, and this week I'm speaking with attorney Li Pu Li. Listen in as we discuss how the new national security law being implemented in Hong Kong by Beijing could have an effect on Taiwan. Last week, China's National People's Congress approved the decision to move forward with the national security law on Hong Kong. Basically, the security law will ban sedition, subversion, or acts of foreign interference against China. But could you explain the law a little bit?
Okay. I think that before the new legislation was enacted, the Hong Kong actually they have their independent legal system and the court can exercise its power independently. However, after the new legislations, I think that for those offenses regarding the so-called national security, then those alleged suspects they can be transferred from Hong Kong to China and they no longer apply subject to the original law of Hong Kong. Therefore, I believe the Hong Kongese people were scared and be afraid that their independent judicial system is going to disappear. In addition to that, I think that another point is that the new law does not provide very clear definition to the so-called national security. Therefore, that could be very broad if the Chinese government try to extend the scope of the application of this new law, which means that everybody, when they go to Hong Kong and they say something bad mouth about the Chinese government, they might be subject to this new legislation and they might be arrested or put into the custody. I think that is a serious problem.
I see. So the legislation itself has yet to be drafted, but Hong Kong was handed back to China in 1997 under a one country, two systems principle. But this principle was only going to last until 2047 when Hong Kong would be reintegrated back into China. So my question is, why not wait until 2047? Why do it now?
The China always want to get more control in Hong Kong. From the Taiwanese point of view, I think that they don't want to put too much pressure on Hong Kong because they want to keep the one China, two systems to show the Taiwanese people that to unite China and Taiwan is a good thing for the Taiwanese people. But right now, I think that after the last year's presidential election, it clearly tells the Chinese government that China is not the option for Taiwanese. So one of the reasons for them to enact this new legislation is that they want to tell the Taiwanese people, they want to impose more pressure on Taiwanese people that they actually do not care what you people think. If you don't listen to me, then I will do whatever I want. That is one of the reasons. That is why also many people in Taiwan they feel not comfortable about these new legislations. Of course, another reason probably is because of COVID-19, because right now every country has their situations. They don't have much time to pay attention in Hong Kong situation. So that is a good opportunity for them to do that.
Okay. So it's as if the international community is distracted.
Right.
And China's kind of using the distraction to take back what they want.
It's also confusing to me because I cannot see any good points, especially you see the China also always want to be a big country, but by breaching their promise with the UK to enact these new restrictions, actually he lose a lot of credibility to the international community because they broke their promise.
Exactly. So what do you think this new security law and this new pressure that China is putting on Hong Kong, what do you think that spells out for Taiwan?
The first thing is that I believe that many Hong Kong people, they are going to immigrate to Taiwan, and actually that's already the case. Recently, some friends from Hong Kong, they either already applied for immigration or they asked me how to immigrate into Taiwan. So the impact is that some people believe that the real estate prices are going to be increased because the demand increase in real estate market. Another thing is that we know that our president said that if Hong Kong lose their independent status, the Taiwanese government are going to rescind the law called Laws and Regulations regarding Hong Kong and Macau affairs. And once this law is revoked or is rescinded, the Hong Kong investor is no longer be treated as the foreign investor. Instead, the Hong Kong investor will be treated as the Chinese investor.
Oh.
The effect is that there are many businesses currently available for Hong Kongese, either individual or corporations. They cannot do those business anymore. Because I don't know if you are familiar with between the foreign investor and Chinese investor in terms of the business they can do in Taiwan. For the foreign investor, actually they can do whatever business they want unless there is certain business which is prohibited by law. We call the negative list.
Okay.
Chinese investor, they only can do the business which allowed by the government, which we call the positive list.
Okay.
Okay. So except for those businesses that allowed by the government, otherwise Chinese businessmen, they cannot do those business in Taiwan. So this is the very difference. So many legitimate Hong Kong business currently in Taiwan, once this law is rescinded, as President Chai said, and then they no longer can do the business. And another is that if the foreign investor, I think that it's easier for them to buy the stock or shares in Taiwan. But for the Chinese investor, they are subject to certain restrictions. For example, if the corporation they want to invest in Taiwan, they need to be a qualified investor. Otherwise, they cannot buy the share in Taiwan through the Taiwan Stock Exchange Center. So therefore, if the law and regulation regarding Hong Kong and Macau affair is rescinded, then I believe there are many companies, they are forced to sell their shares. Hong Kongese companies, they are forced to sell their shares and they close their investment and they might have been forced to close their account in Taiwan. I think that will be a huge effect in economic.
So that's going to affect Taiwan negatively?
Right. Yes.
Okay, wow. So do you think that could cause Taiwan to go into an economic recession?
I think it's too early to say because I believe that the government will be aware of this. And there should be some measure to allow or to give some flexibility or to give some lead time. Otherwise, it will be a huge impact. But on the other hand, because Hong Kong is going to lose its status as before, we believe that many international companies, they might move their headquarters or regional headquarters or regional management center to Taiwan because Taiwan has a very good infrastructure facility and very good employee and very good freedom environment. So I believe that Western world will think that Taiwan is one of the friendly places in the East Asia. My experience is that since last year, we know that our business regarding to the international investment, inbound investment in Taiwan actually is increased. And we also know that in Taiwan, many industry area or industry park actually they're full of the new company or new factory or new tenant because everybody want the land or want the plant in Taiwan, which means that many businesses actually right now is returned to Taiwan from China. That is a good thing.
Yeah, okay. So do you think Taiwan could become the next financial hub of Asia?
I personally thought about it because currently Taiwan financing related law is highly regulated by our government. That is a good thing. I mean, that's going to keep our economic and financial environment stable. But on the other hand, that will prevent any new idea or a new development and other new financial product come to Taiwan's market. Therefore, I believe that when those the international company, when they have the capital need or they have some financial needs, they will consider about that. If they want a stable environment, maybe they come to Taiwan. But if they want high risk, high profit, then maybe they will move to some flexible countries.
So Joshua Wong went on Fox last week, and he said that as the world is distracted by the COVID-19 virus, that China is making these moves on Hong Kong. Do you agree with Joshua Wong's comments that Taiwan could potentially be taken by force by China?
Well, I heard that since I was a child. But right now, they still have not taken Taiwan. We are still safe. And we believe that we are an important member in the international society. We also do a lot of contribution to the international society. And we have a very good military service, although not comparative to China, but we still have a strong military. So I think when China wants to do something, they need to think about that. And we are confident that we can repel them.
I see. So thank you so much for speaking with me about this. I know it's a really big issue, and you've been a great guest.
It's my pleasure.
That's it for this week's episode of Taiwan Talk. I'd like to thank Li Pu Li again for joining me. And don't forget to tune in next week for an all-new episode. As always, remember to take care of yourselves. I'm Sheree Felice.